Last season, during Cowboys training camp, the wide receiver room battle was one that everyone was keeping an eye on. In 2023, it feels like it's going to be much of the same, since there are a handful of young guys fighting to make it onto the back end of the Cowboys roster. During 2022's training camp, one player kept receiving significant buzz from those around practice. Simi Fehoko was constantly popping up on my Twitter feed with an amazing play like this one, where he beat Trayvon Diggs deep for a touchdown in one-on-ones. The thing about Fehoko is, if you just look at the physical tools of the player, he's a very intriguing guy, standing at 6'3", 220 pounds. He's a physically imposing wide receiver, and to add to that frame, he ran a 4.3 at his Stanford Pro Day, which is just insane for anyone his size. In training camp last season, people were excited about the possibility of him making that second-year jump, since he didn't really receive any playing time his rookie season after being selected in the 5th round. Unfortunately, Fehoko went down with a shoulder injury in Week 4 of the 2022 season, never to be seen again. In the first 4 weeks, he was targeted just 4 total times, catching 3 passes for 24 yards. All of that training camp hype seemed to be for nothing. But after Cowboys OTAs and mini camps this year, the hype is right back on for the third-year wide receiver. A report from Sports Illustrated and those that are there for Cowboys practice said that Fehoko has been turning heads throughout offseason work, getting run with Dak Prescott and the team's first offense, where reporters said he caught a touchdown at the end of one of the team practices. According to Sports Illustrated, Fehoko was showing off his impressive route running and catching the eyes of reporters and coaches around the Cowboys' organized team activities. But one of the most intriguing things that I have read about Fehoko so far this offseason has to be from an article by The Star. Wait, before we continue with the video, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Just 15% of you that watched my last video were subscribed. When we hit 20,000 subscribers, there will be a giveaway on this channel. We're just 1,500 away, so please make sure you go down there and hit that button. Now, let's get back into the video. Jess Navarez, a lady inside the organization, said that Dak Prescott talked to her about Simi Fehoko and that he's on the same kind of progression that he saw from Cedric Wilson, who, as we all know, was a big piece of that Cowboys 2021 season as the wide receiver 4. If you remember correctly, Wilson also faced injuries as a younger 6th-round pick to start his career, but slowly impressed as time went on and eventually became a pretty important piece to a dominant offense. The only thing that I would argue the difference between Wilson and Fehoko is that we saw the flashes in game from Wilson before he really took that next step in 2021. We haven't seen Fehoko catch more than 3 passes in a season, but I would also say that Dak knows his receivers best, and he's been here since Fehoko arrived in 2021. The Cowboys have made it a priority to keep Fehoko around, so there's definitely gotta be some progression there. Going into this year's training camp, here's the battle you need to watch. Simi is competing with Jalen Tolbert for that wide receiver 4 spot, and with guys like Lamb, Cooks, and Gallup, it might not be a high volume role for this team, but could be one that changes the dynamic of this offense. If Dallas can get solid wide receiver play out of their number 4 with those other 3 guys playing well, defenses are going to have a tough time keeping up. I'm going to make my bold prediction right now. 5 weeks out from training camp, I think Simi Fehoko, knowing what he did last year and what he's done so far in camp this year, I think he wins that wide receiver 4 spot to start the 2023 season, assuming that he doesn't have any injury issues. He has a year of experience on Jalen Tolbert, and I think Fehoko is just a better practice player. Not saying he isn't a good game time player, but I think he gives himself the best opportunity in practice to show the coaches what he's got, and he'll win the starting job when it's all said and done. I brought up the Cedric Wilson comment from Dak because Wilson had some big time plays in 2021 as the team's 4th guy. I'm sure you all remember the 4th down catch against New England that saved the game. In 2021, Wilson caught 45 passes for 602 yards and 6 touchdowns. I don't think Fehoko necessarily reaches that level of production, and I can honestly see the team going 60-40 with Jalen Tolbert, with the 2 working between wide receiver 4 and wide receiver 5. Either way, it's going to be important for Fehoko and Tolbert to step up for this team. While the Cowboys are talented wide receiver 1 through 3, there's a lot of unproven guys that the team's gonna need to step up. Comment down below. I've made a video about Fehoko and I've made a video about Tolbert and how both of them have progressed as players throughout their time with the Cowboys. So who do you want to win the starting job? Is it Fehoko? Is it Tolbert? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want the Double Move season preview guide, it'll be linked in the description and the comments. You can claim yours at doublemovefb.com. All you got to do is put your email in, and it will be emailed at the beginning of July. I love you all. Bye.
Go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.